kòfó. Sókè sí bàbá òun kí mi má kòfó. Kó bá lọ sókè sí bàbá òun kí mi má kòfó. Omi ta tó ń rọ kò jẹ́ lẹ́yìn ìláyé mi. Bàbá ẹ̀rẹ́ mi kò rọ̀ kálẹ̀. Bàbá alájẹ́ ìfọ̀nìjẹ́pọ̀. Bàbá alájẹ́ ìfọ̀nìjẹ́pọ̀. Ìgbàwọ̀ mi ló bá tọ́jọ́ alẹ́ mi ò àṣẹ. Máa ṣòwò máa jèrè. Máa jèrè ohun tí mo bá fọwọ́ mi ṣe. Máa ṣòwò máa jèrè. Máa jèrè ohun tí mo bá fọwọ́ mi ṣe. Ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ìdáhùn ló lè ṣàbí àdúrà yẹn. Ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ìdáhùn ló lè ṣàbí àdúrà yẹn. Àmọ́ ní tèmi, mo ṣàbí àdúrà mo gbé tọ́ àdúrà mi. Mo ṣàbí àdúrà mo gbé tọ́ àdúrà mi. Èrè lọ́mọ lọ́jà ń yẹ òkú bá dalẹ̀. Èrè lómi ní jẹ́ lọ́mọ ọjà. Màá jèrè ohun tí mo bá fọwọ́ mi ṣe. Màá jèrè. Okay. Jalolo. Okay, guys, good afternoon. Welcome. If you're joining me, my name is Yinka Adeshola. Don't mind me, don't mind my music. This afternoon, I'll be discussing how you can protect your crop against climate change. I'm sure wherever you are this afternoon, you're already feeling the climate change, as in you're already seeing the heat, the sun, the way the sun is coming out, the way everything is coming. It's quite different from what it used to be. And what that means, I have a temperature measurement. I didn't check it. Good. I know I have a temperature. So currently this afternoon we are having 37. Sorry, don't mind me. I have it. We are currently at almost 40 degrees centigrade. We're having 37. I don't know if I can show you if you can see this. This is a temperature measurement I have at home, and currently it's reading. See, it's reading about 38 degrees, whatever, which is quite too high. The temperature is high, as in it's definitely high. Now, why am I saying this afternoon is that, now imagine if we humans, that we know how we feel in our body, we know all the system, we know everything. If we're feeling this kind of heat, how much more your crop, how much more your livestock? I don't want to go into livestock. I have my issue with livestock, but I know one of these days I'll still come up with the livestock with the experience I've learned over the time when I did the livestock and how it was affected and everything. But for now, I just want to stay with the crop. But this climate change is affecting both, not only crop. It's affecting both crop, it's affecting livestock, it's affecting everything. That's why you just see some people will start losing livestock and every other thing and so many other things. Now, how do you reduce the effect on your crop? As woman, if you are feeling heat, you enter the bathroom, you pour water on your head. People that have AC at home, they put on their AC. People that don't have AC, you start blowing yourself. You go outside. You just look at things to make you comfortable because the heat is much. Now, what do you do to your crop? The crop cannot tell you and say, look, the heat is much, reduce me. Or the heat is much, do this to me. So how do you protect your crop against the effects of climate change? If we say we don't know about climate change, we are definitely lying. So I'm going to mention just 3 points. I'm going to explain 3 points. How you can reduce the effect of, how farmers can reduce the effect of climate change on their crop. There might be, okay, this is it. The first one is this. I've just told you, it's not that I've told you, we know ourselves, everybody know, everywhere, wherever, which location you are, the intensity of the sun has changed to what it used to be. So, because the intensity of the sun is high, it means if you plant, we humans are feeling it. If you plant, you have a crop on the farm which is exposed directly to the sun. It means there's something called evaporation and there's something called transpiration. Evaporation means the rate at which the soil, you plant your crop inside the soil. The rate at which the soil is losing water. Evaporation. When you put water in a kettle, you put water in a pot and put it on fire. It will be, as it's burning, if you leave it for quite some long time, the water will be, the volume will be going down. That is evaporation. The rate at which it's losing water. So the same thing, evaporations occur with soil. The soil has water. So the rate at which the fact that the sun is extremely high, so the water will be fast losing it because the sun will be picking it up and it will be getting dried on time. And you put your root, the root of your plant is right there inside the soil. So it means as the water in the soil is getting lost to the sun, your root will be affected. The root of your plant will be affected. That's evaporation. Then transpiration. Plant leaf, they release water and they take up carbon dioxide. Okay, yes, they take on carbon dioxide and use it to produce food, sugar and glucose for us. That's how they turn into food. Now, transpiration is the rate at which that leaf is losing. Normally, it's supposed to be losing water, but there is a rate it must not go beyond. So because the sun, the intensity is high because of the effect of climate change, so the intensity will be fast and the plant will be losing water. And as the plant is losing water, your crops are dying. Let me give you a brief example before I continue with this lecture. Was in 2015 or 16, I did a tomato farm in dry season like this. But then I don't know anything about climate change. I've never read about it, or I never thought about it. I create a farm, irrigation farm, drip tapes and everything. And when I started wetting this farm, the rate I've been wetting before, because let's say previous year, I did a tomato that was really very good. So that year, I'm telling you the story, I did the same tomato. And now I've calculated that last year when I was giving water to my tomatoes, I was giving 1,000 liters for one bed. So of course, I never know anything about climate change, intensity of the sun, or all these things I'm telling you right now. So what I did was, when we get to the farm, I would just pump water, 1,000 liters. There's a way we calculate the water, because I have 5,000 liter tank, I have 1,000 liter tanks, I have various types of tanks. So I will now give 1,000 liters to one bed. And immediately 1,000 liters finish, I will change. I will lock that bed. I will give 1,000 liters to another bed. Immediately it's finished, I'll give to another bed. To me, within me, I was following the same system I used last year that gave me fruits, that gave me much tomatoes. Candidly, I was doing that, and the tomato on top, they were looking fine. Until suddenly, they start drying up. The leaf just start drying. And it never occurs to me, I don't know all these things then. It was just the normal planting. I've not really taken my time to dig into all these information I'm providing now. So by the time I discovered my tomatoes are dead, everybody was greeting me. Imagine we thought it was I thought it was a rain that fall. There was a rain that fall. I thought it's the rain that killed my tomatoes, as in there's something called acid rain too. So I assume it was the rain that killed my tomato. It's recent, very recent, I understand. The sunlight that was then was much than when I was giving my bed 1,000 liters of water. So it means if I'd known I'm supposed to increase the quantity of water I'm giving compared to the following year. So that's what I'm telling you right now. The first thing you need to do, you must increase the quantity of water you are giving to your plant. If you have never planted before, take your time to understand the volume of water that you need to give your plant. Those are the things you need to know. That is one important thing. Climate change is real. The intensity of the sun is, I don't need to even tell you that. You all feel it, you all know it. We all feel it in our body. So how much more your plant that cannot tell you, do this to me, give me water, or increase the water you are giving me. So I don't need to tell you. The second thing you can do, I told you, I'm going to discuss just 3 things. The second thing you can do to help, see, it is not about tomato alone. When I'm giving you things like this, it's not about tomato alone. The same thing that happens to tomato is the same thing that will happen to your maize. Now, let me give you one incident where farmers are making a lot of mistakes now. Is okay, you plant maize in rainy season. I know a lot of farmers in my community are going to still fall for that this year, but it's difficult convincing them. For me, as better. So you see, what happens is that when you plant your maize, we're in rainy season, everybody is using rainfall, and we are using rainfall to plant. Immediately you plant your maize, you expect rain will grow the maize for you. If the quantity of water that the rain is supplied, when rain falls, when I was in secondary school, or was it my university or secondary, I can't really remember, maybe my secondary school university, there's something called, there's a department, the geography department. Yes, it's my university days. There's a geography department. In that geography department, they have something, they'll put something, I don't know how to call, sorry, I'm a farmer, I may not know some of this name, but I can still, I'm just looking at it now. They put something down to measure the quantity of rain. They put it outside so that each time rain falls, they measure the quantity of rain that fall for that period. So if the quantity of rain, if you're able to do, I've never done that, I'm just telling you what I noticed they do in geography department that time. So if any rain fall now, they'll go and take the water that's stored in that thing, not the one you take from under your roof, no, the open space. That water that you gather in that open space, you check the quantity. If that quantity, there's a way to measure it. If the quantity of the rainfall that is supplied, if it is not enough for that crop you plant, You are planting nothing in rainy season. The fact that the rain is falling does not mean your plant will survive. I hope I make some points there. Because if, for instance, if you need 100 millimeter of rainfall and the rain that fell is 50 millimeter, your plant is not getting enough water. But to you as a farmer, to all of us, I also did not understand that before. We believe it's rainy season, so rain will make my plant survive. You will not get yield. Even if it's fruit, the fact that you plant and it starts, the fact that you plant and it germinates doesn't mean it will grow to harvest. So that's why you really need to know if rain falls. You see, there's a times rain will fall in the local area here. If you notice it, you can notice it on your farm too. There are times rain will fall. You get to that farm, you put a stick, put it inside the soil, and you find out that the stick cannot go deep because the rain it's not deep. The water was not deep. So it means your plant is not getting enough water. So if the first rain fall, your plant is not getting enough water, it will manage small. The second one is not getting enough water. The third one, your plant is already drying. You are losing money. So the fact that we are entering rainy season and you are using the rain to plant does not mean your plant will survive if it's not getting the required quantity of water that you need. Okay, so that's the first one I just finished explaining. So you really need to understand that. So for people that are planting maize, and everybody is doing rain season, rain fed and everything, for those of you that are planting maize, it obviously means that the rainfall, you really need to take your time as a farmer to know the quantity of rainfall that is falling per each time the rain falls, to know whether you need to add more water to your plant for it to survive or the rain is enough. That's one thing you really need to note. Those are the things, because the rate of evapotranspiration is high. I've explained this too. The rate is high and your crop might not survive. Now the second one, I said 3 points. Mulching. There's something, this is what, if you plant yam, if you have been planting yam, this is what they do with yam. Yam does not like heat. Yam does not like heat or any hot temperature. It will start decaying. So what they do when they plant yam in the soil, they put grasses on top of it. It is called mulching. So when they put the grass on top of the mulching, what is it supposed to do? To reduce the intensity of the sun. You know, as the sun is coming and is eating the soil, if it's met that mulching, it is the mulch that will accept, that will take the effect, the heat, and it will not touch the yam in the yam there. So because of this, if you can afford, it's not even if you can afford, for you to conserve more water in the soil, you need to mulch your crop. As in, put grasses, put mulching. When you plant, put grasses, put anything under, so that when the sun is coming, the hot sun that is affecting you and I, you protect your plant from it, or else you just be wasting money planting. That's why a lot of people are not making profit from the farm, or they're not getting good yield. And it's until when you get good yield before you can get something better to sell. That's the second one. So with mulching, you'll be able to retain with mulching, you'll be able to retain the effect of, you'll be able to retain more water in the soil, and the effect of the sun will be reduced. Now, there's plastic mulch and there's natural mulch. Plastic mulch is the nylon we buy. Sometimes you might have seen it in some of my videos. We buy it. It's not an ordinary nylon, because I once did that. I went to buy ordinary nylon. I bought the tapes, but I felt, okay, it's expensive, it's costly. Let me go and buy the ordinary nylon and see if it will work. I did it, and it was a big mistake on my part, because the nylon actually got tear up, and I have to start picking them on the farms again, and you know something, and because it's destructive to the farm, because they cannot decompose. That's the story for another day. So now, the third one that you need to do, don't burn grass. As you're clearing your farm, I know this one it looks strange somehow. As you're clearing your farm right now, you'll be burning grasses and burning the trees, whatever. Please, if you can, don't burn. Instead, put them together. Put them together. If you have cattle dung or cow waste or livestock waste, put on it and let it to decompose. As in, as you are burning, you are creating more heat in that environment, which is what you try to reduce. Then you are killing the microorganisms in the soil. And when you kill the microorganisms in the soil, you need, like today, I just told somebody now, I want to start breeding earthworms. Earthworms, E. coli, all these things. I want to start breeding them. And for me to breed them, I have to go and look for wet poultry waste, wet poultry waste, put it somewhere and be feeding it, as in giving it water, giving it grasses, so that you can breed earthworms. So if you are when you burn the soil and everything, you are killing these things, and those are the things that are supposed to be naturally provide you with material for your crop to grow. Now finally, I don't know, the last things I'm saying here, they might be a bit difficult for you to do, but honestly, if you don't just want to go and be throwing your money away, as in, I have money, I want to plant, but okay, from the beginning you want to go and throw your money away, don't use synthetic fertilizer. Don't use what I mean by synthetic is all these chemical fertilizer. There are two, as in NPK, all these our bag fertilizer, NPK 1515. Don't use them. Don't. Yes, I know. Like I said, could be quite difficult, because what will I use? I'm not using them. Go for livestock waste, go for poultry waste, go for cattle waste, go for whatever livestock waste, whatever waste you can get, but please don't use them. As you are using, see, they are chemicals. As you put them into the soil, one, they first kill all these earthworms that I just told you I want to be breeding earthworms, so that my farm will be more organic. They kill the earthworms, one, then they burn your soil, and they will develop your crop for that season, but you will not be able to use that soil again, as in, and even, so NPK is advisable not to use it, honestly, if you can. And I know, like now, to be candid with you, go for manure. People sell now, they sell poultry waste, they sell cattle dung and every other thing. Go for it instead of the normal NPK. With that, you'll be able, when you use manure, poultry waste and livestock waste, they are they have a water retention ability, so they retain water, and by the time they retain water, it means they are helping you to reduce evapotranspiration from the soil, unlike the NPK that will kill everything and destroy the soil for you. So please, if you can afford it, avoid NPK fertilizers, chemical fertilizers generally, not NPK, it has different names, but chemical fertilizer generally, go for natural, look for things that are natural to grow your crops. And finally, instead of cultivating 100 acres, cultivate 10 acres, put in all effort, and you get better yield. Yeah, I hope I make a lot of sense. See, I was just concerned because I saw the heat was much, and I keep wondering I did some nursery in my my compound, and I went to wet it yesterday. When I saw it, I nearly cried, because something I give water yesterday, I got there this morning, they were looking cranked up, as in, it's like I didn't give them water for the last 2 days. I have to remove them from the direct sun and take them to where there's no direct sun, because I don't want them to die, and I know the effect of the sun is getting too much for them. Now, this is something I plant at home. Now imagine if it's on the feed, I will not be able to remove them from there. So since I cannot remove them, the best thing is to pump more water, use organic, and then do mulching. You can see the 3 things I just mentioned. So you are welcome, and thank you for joining me. Catch you up some other time, and I hope it has been beneficial. I really hope it has been beneficial, and I hope most of us will make use of it. You are welcome.